Big Dash knows what?
Hello and welcome to Big Dash Knows. Big Dash knows what? New York Giants football. Let's go. You see the thumbnail, it's time for another mock. And I know a lot of people might not have the energy for a mock draft. I understand what's going on. The NFL season is still ongoing. We have the conference championships coming up next week. But guess what? The New York Giants have been out of it for a long time. And guess what? I have the energy to do these mock drafts. So without any further ado, this is going to be mock draft 2.0. Let's see how we can improve these New York Giants. Let's go. In this mock draft, I'm still not going to do trades. So let's see what's going on. All right, so right off the bat, Cam Ward, Travis Hunter are gone. In this situation, you guys already know what it is. I'm going for the quarterback. No surprise. Maybe I'll do a double mock draft this time if we get through this pretty quickly. And the funny thing is, I keep seeing Shedeur Sanders like move back. He went from 41 to 42 to 43 now. Not sure what that's all about. Like, they haven't been playing any games. The people are going back and doing their rankings is one thing. And to note, Shedeur Sanders is at 43. And the person that a lot of Giant fans have been talking about lately is Jackson Dart, and you see Jackson Dart is all the way at 197. So, and the funny thing about it is, if you open up Jackson Dart's charts, you see his numbers. 91.8, 91.2. You see those jumps there. So I don't know what the deal is with PFF. They do not like this quarterback class, and they're sticking to it. You see Shedeur 91.1, 88.4, 83.7. So it is what it is with that. But right now, especially in this mock draft, Cam Ward's gone. Travis Hunter is gone. I'm taking Shedeur Sanders here. Nothing more important than a quarterback. All right, so let's see what happens now. Round 2. Normally, I would like to go with the defensive trenches, offensive trenches, and the cornerback, depending on who's available right here. If the cornerback, Trey Amos, was available from Ole Miss, I probably would take him. If you're looking at the cornerbacks left, though, Darian Porter has great potential, I should say. 6'4", 200-pound cornerback. Not the most experienced cornerback in this draft. He was a wide receiver, moved to cornerback. Has played cornerback very well, though. Zy Alexander, a little bit early to take Zy Alexander from LSU. I do like Maxwell Hairston a lot. But the prize for me, in all honesty, right here, is a guy I'm very, very high on, is the Florida State cornerback, Azariah Thomas. Obviously, it's too early to go that route as well. So let's go back to, best player available and see what we have here. So TJ Sanders is an option right here. Walter Nolan, absolutely. Wyatt Millum, people still discussing whether or not he's going to be a tackle or a guard, or which position will better suit him at the next level. You see JT out there. Cam Scatterbo is there too as well. For me, I think right now with this option here, the defensive tackle is probably the best player available, and also also fits the need. So between TJ Sanders and Walter Nolan, I'm probably going to go with Walter Nolan here. TJ Sanders, again, is very good. A little bit lighter than Walter Nolan. I think TJ Sanders is about 285, 290 pounds. Walter Nolan is a solid 300-pounder. So I'm going to go with Walter Nolan. Go ahead and get him next to Dexter Lawrence. All right, so getting to 64, I'm hoping that the cornerback is still there. Let's see what cornerback is there. And again, you don't want to draft for need, but in some cases you have to draft for need. Now, is it too early? 20 picks, right? Azariah Thomas is sitting here at 84. We're picking at 65. That's 20 spots. Now, also, I remind you that this is the same PFF rankings that has Jackson Dart all the way in the 200s, or like 190 something, and had Shedeur Sanders in the 40s. So could they be wrong about Azariah Thomas as well? I'm gonna show you guys a little bit about Azariah Thomas. Like the size, 6'2", almost 200 pounds, junior, experience, good speed. Let's go back to his stats so you guys can see. You see he plays a lot of corner, over 675 snaps at corner. Has played in the box, 49 times, but he is an outside corner, boundary corner, what the New York Giants are looking for. And again, I like Ezra Thomas a lot. But again, it might be too early. And also, let's see who the BPA is listed here. So we already went tackle with Walter Nolan. I'm sorry, yeah, we already went tackle with Walter Nolan. Alfred Collins is another name, very good defensive tackle. But I think about doubling up here, possibly so. Looking at the other options here too, I see Tyler Booker, guard from Alabama, is an option. Jalen Milroe made it all the way to the 3rd round. Don't think that happens in real life. I do like the tackle here, Jonah. I don't want to butcher his last name, the tackle from Arizona, because he gives you versatility. They're showing him as a tackle now, but he also can be projected as a guard. That's one option that I like right here. Also, the tackle from Minnesota has a lot of snaps at left tackle. Big human being. Let's see here. He had this grade of 77.4 and then 84 last year. Down year for him a little bit is what people are saying. You can see his snaps here at left tackle, has been the starting left tackle for years. Probably one of the most experienced tackles we have coming out of this draft. Leaning at 6'6", 330 pounds. Not the best mover, but has a lot of experience at left tackle. Can he be a guy to step in as a swing tackle? So that's very intriguing to me. Do I go with the Arizona guy with the versatility, or do I go with the stable left tackle from Minnesota? That's a very good question. In this situation, because I know there might be some other guards or interior guys available, I think I'm going to go with the guy with the most experience at left tackle and hope that Carmen Bricillo can mold him to be something. If we can start him off on the right side, and then also if he can be, not start him off at the right side, he can be the swing tackle for right now, unless he shows some more versatility. But I'm going to go with Ariante Ursary from Minnesota. Let me go ahead and get that selected. So now we have a quarterback, we have the defensive line, and we have the offensive line that we have, selected players for. So now we're in round 4. First pick of round 4 is going to be 103. Again, quarterback, trenches. I'm trying to see if the cornerback probably fell from Florida State, but he's most likely gone right here. Let's see what happens. Yeah, he's gone. Unfortunate right here. Then looking at the guys that are left over, Jacob Parrish, Denzel Burke, Denzel Burke. People know about Denzel Burke, Ohio State. Dorian Strong from Virginia Tech. O'Donnell Fortune is another sleeper in my opinion. Noel Williams out of Cal. I like Noel Williams a lot. It's a little bit too early to snatch Noel Williams. Good numbers, but I like him because of the size. He 6'1", 200 pounds. He's solid looking cornerback. Some guys I reached out to pretty much stamped him, said he's a pretty good cornerback prospect. So this is a guy that could be available a little bit later. So let me get out of the cornerbacks because I'm not liking what I'm seeing right now. And let's look at, I like to think about the edge, maybe a wide receiver possibly in this round, also a running back in this round. And I do see a couple of running backs. Let me go back because I do want to see somebody partner up with Tyrone Tracy. Khalil Mullings I like a lot. He's a thumper. I call them thumpers because they're bigger backs. Some guys can get you the short yardage. You see his grades are pretty good grades. Actually very good grades. 6'2", 233 pounds. Let's see what he really weighs at the combine. I'm not sure if he's going to be at the Senior Bowl, but we should get a solid weight on him at the combine. I do like Damian Martinez as well out of Miami. I think he came from Oregon State before he transferred to Miami this last year. Kyle Monungai is still here. Bashul Tutin out of Virginia Tech. He's a good running back as well. Taj Brooks is still there. So do I take the chance, not take a running back here, and then hopefully a guy like Taj Brooks is there, 133 or possibly 155, depending on what the board looks like. You also see that Ollie Gordon is there from Oregon State, had a down year, but is a very good prospect. Raheem Sanders, when you get all the way down into the 200s, also Donovan Edwards from Michigan. So we already addressed the quarterback. So I see an edge at the best player available right here. Again, you see some of the quarterbacks, Will Howard, Riley Leonard, those guys play tonight in the championship. Jalen Noel is still there, wide receiver. Barrett Carter, linebacker from Clemson. I do like Simeon Barrow, defensive interior from Miami. And now Torrey Horton, wide receiver who got injured, knee injury, but is a very good prospect as well. Do you take a chance on the Torrey Horton in this scenario? I think I would take a chance on Torrey Horton because once he's healthy, he can be a good number 2 to Malik Nabers, depending on what happens with Darius Slayton. I do like Torrey Horton here. Can he come back from that injury? Let's just look at Torrey Horton for those that might not be familiar with Torrey Horton. So you see he had a big year in 2023, and he actually popped off the screen to me when there was a Colorado versus Colorado State game in 2023. He was pretty much unstoppable. He gave Travis Hunter headaches in that game as well. I like Torrey Horton a lot here. Does a value match? Not really, but the talent of what he can be, once he's healthy again, I think that'll be a good look for the New York Giants. So actually, I'm gonna go ahead and take Torrey Horton here, and we'll see what happens because I still need a cornerback for sure. But right now, the value on the cornerback is not where it needs to be. So now we're at pick 133. Again, you see what's at the top of the list. Some quarterbacks still. Quinn Ewers is there. Will Howard is there. Kyle McCord is there. I like Kyle McCord. Sneaky good prospect. Maybe not sneaky. A lot of people know about him. Let's see here. Let's look at the list of cornerbacks again. Donald Fortune out of South Carolina. He's a little bit light, but also has some good grades for this season. You see his coverage grade is a 90. Overall grade was 85. Run defense doesn't help because he's a lighter guy. So he is 6'1", 185 pounds. I think they're being generous with the weight. He kind of reminds me of the same build as a Cordell Flott. Take what you want out of that information, but that's what he is. Noel Williams is still there at 133. We do have a pick at 155. Maybe he lasts that long. Maybe I shouldn't take a chance. Maybe I should just grab the cornerback right now. We'll see what happens. I do like some later options like Jabbar Muhammad, Kobe Bryant that are sitting here in the 200. So definitely got a chance at those guys. I do think they're going to be higher than that, once we get to the draft, because they just gave you that extra, energy that you need from a cornerback, if you guys know what I mean. So let's see here. Let's look at defensive edge. Let's look at the edge room and see what we can get from there. All right, Brady Swinson, okay, from LSU. Tyler Batty, Antoine Powell. Let's see who else is here. Johnny Walker. I like Colin Oliver too. He's a late pick. Not sure why he's down that far, but Brady Swinson. Let's look at Brady Swinson really quickly. So 83.7, 81. I do like the stats here. Pass rush grade is 90.2. What's his build? Why is he so low? Okay, 6'4", 250 pounds. So he's basically in the same mold as Brian Burns. So 6'4", 250, speed rusher type out of LSU. Still available now I'm not sure what's going to happen with Kayvon Thibodeau. Not sure what's going to happen there. But man, I'm just trying to look at some of the availability. And let's look at the picks we have so far. So we had George Sanders, Walt Nolan, Irsay. So we got quarterback, defensive tackle, offensive tackle, wide receiver. We still need a cornerback. I still would go with some edge and also some more offensive line help. Going back to best player available. Let's see. Kyle Monangai is still there. Would love to partner him up as well with Tyrone Tracy. Let's look at these running backs again. So we do have some options here. Taj Brooks is still available. Do I want Kyle Monangai here? Do I keep the Jersey kid in Jersey, or I should say the Rutgers kid in New Jersey? Let's see. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and pull the trigger on Monangai. Draft Monangai, pair him up with Tyrone Tracy. And look, I still see Noel Williams here as a cornerback option. Again, I like him out of Cal. Watched a couple of games. He popped. He actually give you some special teams capability too, or ability, I should say, too. Taj Brooks is here too, but I just took Kyle Monangai, so I'm not going to go back to the running back well. Noah Williams, again, you guys check out Noah Williams. I like the size, speed. Let's go ahead and look. I'll show you what he looks like. So 79.3, 77 coverage grade, 78 in the run defense grade. Again, he is a physical corner. I like the build. 6'1", 200 pounds. Kind of built the same way as a Tay Banks. Probably only going to be about 6'1", 190 when we get to the combine, though. But good speed, flashes on the screen as well. So in this spot, I'm going to take Noah Williams out of Cal, and hopefully I can get a Jabbar Muhammad later too. Double up at the cornerbacks, or also look at the defensive line as well, because we need a little bit more help. All right, so now we're at pick 221 in the 7th round. We have 2 picks in the 7th round, and like I said, you see Jackson Dart is here in the 7th round. Fix your stuff, PFF. Come on now. We already know that he's not going to last that long. So already, and I believe I did in the last mock too, I got Kobe Bryant here still. I think Jabbar Muhammad is also here still. So I'm hoping one of those guys makes it to 240, 248, because I like Demonte Capert here from Clemson. He is one of those guys that can give you like a 3 technique. Also pair him up with Dex on the line. So I like Capert a lot. Had a little bit of off the field issue. If I'm not mistaken, with somebody else. I believe he had a little off the field issue, but that was cleared up. But yeah, Demonte Capert is an option right here for me. Kobe Bryant also is an option here for me. So we just got a cornerback. Do we go and double up? Kobe Bryant, again, you see his scores here: 80.9, 76.9 coverage grade, run defense grade 93, 91.3. Do you double up here? That's the issue with Kobe Bryant. You see it. They have him listed as 6'1", 175 pounds. He is very, very light. Very light, but also a skilled player. Possibly a guy too. I don't think he actually falls in the UDFA range, but I'm going to go ahead with the defensive tackle here as well. And actually, let me look at the offensive tackles too. See if I can find a late gem, maybe the interior offensive line. See what they have here. Drew Kendall, Cooper Mays, Joshua Gray is another guy. And I got to do some more research on Joshua Gray, because he has some pretty good numbers and some pretty good size. Like 6'4", 310 pounds, guard out of Oregon State. Guy I keep an eye out for. Cooper Mays is another guy. Okay. I'm still trying to figure out what we have with JMS. Also not sure exactly what we do with Kubas, the UDFA from last year. Does he get some center snaps as well? Let me go back out of here. So in this case, actually, let me look at the tackles too, because there's another tackle. Is Jalen Rivers still available? Oh, Jalen Rivers is still available. Yeah, I think that's where I'm going. Jalen Rivers. I like Jalen Rivers a lot out of Miami. 6'5", 325 pounds. I like Jalen Rivers a lot here. It looks like it might be a little bit early, but I don't think he lasts that long. I don't think we can get him at 248. So it just depends on what you want to do here. Do I want to take a chance and take Capert right here, or do I want to take the guard here? I'm going to take Capert because I like the defensive end. I like what he gives us, on the defensive line. A nice rotational guy. So here is the question. And we do see Jimmy Horn, Will Shepard, LeJontay Wester here, but we already drafted a wide receiver in, what's his name, in Torrey Horton. Let's see if that guard made it here. Did the guard make it? Let's see if the guard made it. Joshua Gray is still here at 263. Some people are saying, Dash, you're crazy. Jimmy Horn, pair Shedeur up with one of his older wide receivers. I think one of these guys probably make it as a UDFA and most likely would love to come play with Shedeur again. So I'm not going to be stressed to do that. I do like Nash Hutmacher, but I just took a defensive tackle again. And you know what? Donovan Edwards is still there, but we already drafted a running back. I think I'm gonna go with the offensive line because I like the ability of Joshua Gray. I'm gonna go with Joshua Gray here. And let's look one more time to see what's available. Best available, Jagger Barton. Not too sure about the Kentucky guy. Didn't watch too many Kentucky games. Colin Oliver is the edge from Oregon State. I do like Colin Oliver too. What's the reason why Oliver dropped? I can't remember. Maybe he's the guy. Maybe he's the guy with the off-field stuff that I was talking about earlier. But I'm just looking at the grades here. 88.6 with a 90.8 rush grade. He might be the actual guy. True pass rush is 85. Hold on, let me see what the issue is with Colin Oliver. Okay, there it is. 6'2", 240 pounds. That's the issue with Colin Oliver. But guess what? He's a little bit undersized. But you can't go against some of these grades, man. And I understand that he actually might be the guy with the off-field issues. I do have to verify that. But guess what, man? We're talking about the end of the draft, last pick. If a guy has those kind of grades, I'm taking a chance on him. We do need some rotational pieces at the edge. We don't know what's going to happen with Azeez Ojulari. Let me look at my picks again because I don't think I went edge. No, I didn't go edge. Actually here, here I'm gonna go ahead and take Colin Oliver. I'm gonna take Colin Oliver here. Hopefully, we can add him to that rotation. He can earn a spot on the team as a rotational guy. So I'm gonna go ahead and draft Colin Oliver here, and let's see what we did. See how we did. All right, so of course, nothing new here. Shedeur Sanders gets you an F because he was ranked at 43. C+ grade, bottom 11. So let's see here. Walter Nolan gets a B-. Tackle gets an A-. Torrey Horton, wide receiver. Again, I don't agree with that grade. He is coming off of an injury, but he is a very good wide receiver. Kyle Monangai got us a C+. Noel Williams, the guy we talked about, the cornerback, got us an A-. So that's a good grade. And then DeMonte Capert and Colin Oliver both got you a C+, so a C+ overall. So is it the best mock? Absolutely not. Is it a good mock? I think so. I think so because you attack every position of need, but you also get some good players. Like Walter Nolan should be a plus player, especially next to Dexter Lawrence. And then, of course, you got your quarterback. Once you get your quarterback, and if you hit on a quarterback, everything else pretty much doesn't matter. It cleans up everything. Force multiplier for sure. So that's going to be the mock. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think about some of these picks. If you have some more questions about some of these prospects, please let me know also in the comment section down below. But with that being said, I want to thank everybody for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And from one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows, Big Blue Nation. Let's go.